Right, on the way to Austin here to take on the man in question. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, but he's one of the best APP pros on the circuit, the best college players there is in the country. That's a pretty good clue. So in a little bit, I'll introduce you to the man that I'm playing today in my singles match. So it's Jack Munro, that's the guy I'm playing today. So very unusual player, can play both his left and his right hand, but he'll explain more in his questions that I'm asking him throughout this video. That's one of the questions I actually ask him. So Jack has got a duper, you saw on the credits there, 5.9. So pretty solid in singles, even though he plays mainly doubles. Ooh. When I've got time on the warning, that's when I'm my most lethal. It's when I don't have time, that's when it's the most hardest. So backhand helped me out there. Backhand was feeling good all day. Played earlier on against another pro, that's coming in this series. But backhand felt great, really hitting it well. Not there. So he's serving to my backhand, which is very smart. The returning for one of backhand's really tough. Dang. 2-2. Yeah, I agree. Returning backhand, one of the backhand deep with a bit of spin is not easy. You have to be very short and compact, but also have some good feel. Good job. Still attacking my backhand, which I was surprised he was doing throughout. Good serve. How'd you get into pickleball?
An injury. I played baseball growing up, and then I got hurt, fractured my growth plate.
Oh no. Found
Found pickleball when I was in a sling, started playing left-handed, and so now that's actually why I play left-handed, even though I'm right-hand dominant.
That's why. So that's how you play both. You can play with both his left and his right hand, which is hard to get through because it's hard to predict what he's going to do. Good approach with the left, hits with the right. Good job.
Reverse bait you into going cross. Let's go.
I enjoyed that point, especially because I'm not as fast as I used to be. Still to this day, I've got no idea how I missed that. If it was the bounce, or if it was just me. Comment down below if it was the bounce, or if it was just me. Good shot. I think Jack brought me in at the last point deliberately. Better. I'm setting my feet on those past two shots. Getting more control, more bounce, hitting through my targets. 4-3. Yeah, keeping things simple. Target practice-wise here. Aiming for big spots and hitting them well, rather than aiming for small spots and hitting them poorly. So, big thing that I'm really working on at the moment is hitting big targets, especially on my backhand, which I can do it more effectively. Yeah, good points here. Some really good points. Better forehand. What are the difficulties of playing on the APP tour and traveling a lot as someone that's currently in college?
Ooh, I'll say time to take care of your body
is
one of the first things that typically will tend to go out the window. But I've made sure to, especially with some, recent injuries, I've been trying to take care of them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Figuring out what to prioritize, when to prioritize it. There's
Okay.
times when school should be prioritized, but there's also times where pickleball should be prioritized. So finding that trade-off,
balance,
especially when it switches depending on the day.
very important. You can be a 3-0 to a 6-0. How you recover from however your body's feeling is super important. I use these for my back, but go out there and even that, try it yourself. Recover well. Just wide. Great serve. Really pulled me in. Heavy side spin. Good variety. Did it again there, but I responded with a good slice. Control the kitchen. What is the goal for 2025? You had some already. You've won 5 in a row with Will Howes?
Yeah, 5 in a row with Will.
What's the goal for the future? What are you going to try and achieve?
Oh my gosh, try to make every Sunday.
Me personally, when I book my flights, I'm in that early stage where I just aim to try and get through qualies. That's PPA or APP, just get through qualies. Nice. Wow. Again, that's not a normal shot for the one-handed backhand. That's something I have the advantage of doing it my whole life in tennis, that I can execute that shot, but not easy. Don't recommend it. Good point. Good control from Jack there. Really good control. Another slice approach. Got the cheap point. There's certain times to use a slice approach. If you pop it up a slice approach in singles, don't come in. You have to stay low and deep. Yeah, what he said. Bringing me in. So I think Jack is trying to bring me in. I got lucky there, but I think Jack's trying to bring me in deliberately because when he pushes me deep, I'm responding really well. Not there. Good approach, really nice. Good return there. Setting up with deep, down the line, gave me angle. One he hitting well. Whoa. Yep, good get.
What a point, bro. That better go on IG.
Yeah, you can follow me on there, the Prince of Pickleball. You can follow Jack as well. So back at this one, I'm 9-6 up. Feeling really confident, feeling happy with the game. This is where things could go downhill and to maybe go downhill for me. 7-9.
Thank you.
Sometimes you're going to miss some backhands, and that's where I probably should defend that with a drop rather than kind of ripping it from that deep ball. That was a silly shot. It wasn't necessary. These rules apply to everyone. Hitting silly shots that are kind of out of what you're capable of is a factor that a 3-0 can work on and a 6-0 can work on, and anything in between. Keeping your skill set within what you're capable of. Nice point. Got a bit lucky. So 10-7. I have game point right now, and not that one. Too much. Didn't go so much. 10-9. Coming back.
I'd say one of the coolest things now, being one of the top players on the tour,
Sure.
is booking your flight out for Monday rather than Sunday,
Yeah.
because you're like banking on making Sunday. It took me a year. It took me a year and a half, 2 years now to finally grind through qualies, through all this, to be able to change that flight to Monday.
Oh.
I think that's one of like the coolest things.
Yeah, the grind of qualies. Any pro that's trying to do that, it's a grind. Didn't need to go for that big, just get the ball in court. Now I'm down match point, or game point. Good response, good drive. Back on serve, 10-11. Well played from Jack. I didn't do particularly that much wrong. He did really well defending it and then taking my pace away from me. 10-11 again, so I'm back. I'm still in this one. And then that backhand just broke down a little bit. So that's where the work needs to be worked on in my game, my backhand. Come over the top of the ball, then get beneath it. Common thing I do on my forehand. So that was awesome. Again, Jack he's been playing a lot more doubles than singles. So I'll say what, Jack's probably doubles is more your kind of
For sure.
taste.
For sure. Yeah.
Right. And you can see that towards the end how Jack does better when he's up, like a proper doubles player should do. He can control the kitchen. That's where his game is. My game is when I want to step back and just pick balls up and aim for spots. I'm more of a Hunter Johnson style, where I want to take from the baseline, whilst Jack's more Jack. Just does his own thing. He's a pro. No, no.
Yeah, the two forehands from the kitchen help.
That definitely does help.
The mix-up serves, I like the serves.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, just being able to put you out of position off the bat like that consistently helps out a lot.
The variety killed me.
Yeah, the approach. Like I noticed going deeper with my approaches was actually just setting you up in your sweet spot. So I was hitting shorter approaches, so you'd have
Get
to
lower.
move up.
I noticed that at all. I noticed that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you want to see more of me playing pros like Jack? You got to do one thing. Hit that subscribe button. Also, Jack, where can we find you on social media?
At the Jack Munro on Instagram and TikTok, and then YouTube, Jack Munro Pickleball. I also make some fun stuff over there.
He certainly does. Oh, thanks a lot.
Of course.
Whew. Hot in here, isn't it?